to the ASUS ROG DreamLeague live here from DreamHack Summer. We're in day 2, and we already had one best of 3 earlier today, and it's time for our second series of today. Ninjas in Pajamas, they will take on Virtus.pro, and for that, we have an extra special guest. The return of Ape Mother. You're back.
Yeah, I'm back.
You're back.
It's good to be back.
How are you doing this DreamHack Summer?
I'm doing really well.
Yeah, what have you been doing?
Nice.
What have you been up to?
We're living outside town in a villa.
Oh.
So we're like hanging out. And we just got here like an hour ago or something. So we're like chilling, hanging out, having a good time.
No more obligations?
No, we played our only series the first morning of the first day. So
free weekend.
Holiday.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we lost, but
you're still in good spirits, though.
yeah, I'm not too bummed out now.
Yeah.
Yesterday I was kind of low, but it's like.
I mean, the thing is, the more games that NiP win, the better you'll feel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you lost to a team who's like owning in DreamLeague, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a
Good.
good point. Yeah.
It was pretty close. I'd say
It
it was good games.
That
for
first
anyone to
game
watch.
was
I mean,
epic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw bits and pieces of it, but I was casting like the first game here, so I
Yeah.
didn't actually get to watch both.
So NiP played loads of matches yesterday. Virtus.pro played 0. What are we thinking here for this series? Is that going to be an upside for NiP that they have already warmed up on stage as well? Or is Virtus.pro like fresh and ready to go and they don't mind about the surroundings? What do you think? How much impact will it have?
You kind of always have to be ready, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think having a warm-up is only good if you've warmed up on that day. Like if
Okay.
you're playing on stage and then you play one series and like say you win, for example, and you play the next match, then that would be, I think, a better advantage than just saying that they've played on stage before here. Because, I mean, all these players have some LAN experience.
Yeah.
So I think it's just whoever brings the better Dota today will win. I don't know what to expect out of VP because no one's seen them play at this tournament. And the last games they played were X games.
Yeah.
And they ended up getting taken out. And NiP actually won. So I guess, to a degree, you kind of have to expect that maybe NiP have a slight edge.
But that was the only game they've won against NiP against VP. Like VP are 4-1, like this month.
And it was a best of 1 as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta
Yeah,
keep
that's
that in
true.
mind.
That's the one.
Best of 3s are very different. What are we expecting to see here from Virtus.pro? What kind of play style do you think they'll play? Of course, they played like they're one of the few teams that still plays loads of Visage.
Yes.
Are we going to see
Lil
Visage? Lil Hardy
on that
Visage?
hero. Like every time, like I think FNG's been asked this a good few times in interviews. Like he's like, why do you guys pick Visage so much? And he's like, Lil just goes, yo, pick me that hero. I got this. You know what I mean? Like it's that kind of confidence.
FNG interviews are the best.
Yeah,
because
they really
he's
are.
like, we just pick these heroes and then we win the game.
And it
I'm like,
works.
Okay. I mean, that's all you need, right?
You know? What do you think, Ape Mother? What do you want to see from Virtus.pro today?
I don't know, man. Anything can happen. It's been so like new meta all the time, and things change so much. We just talked about that before.
Yep.
Like you never know what's up. I really like the Lycan pick from Navi in the last game. I like that hero a lot, and it has so much potential. Even though it's not a lane winner, you can always like do so much.
I think the Lycan Shadow Fiend matchup is the main reason why they picked it. Because there's not a lot of heroes in the game that kind of like trump Shadow Fiend, but Lycan just does so much damage that you can't really ever stand still. Like even when Pycat like BKB'd, he just turned into dust.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Slark hero where he's on you.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can't run away from that.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we'll of course see the players sitting down on stage. Virtus.pro sitting on the left side of the stage, and FNG in the middle, of course, as a captain. We talked about this. Captain's generally in the middle. Lil Hardy also ready to play his Visage if he gets his chance. I think he'll ask for it.
I think so. Every game.
Every game. And of course, last but not least,
Skeleton Storm Rage.
Yes.
I still want to see a Slark. They haven't picked it at all this patch, but like it's just God tier. He has like a 70% win rate on that.
We
hero.
actually asked him about it as well.
Yeah, he said he doesn't feel it has an impact early enough in the game.
Yeah.
So
it is true though.
Yeah, but if you combo it up with heroes like Wisp, it kind of gives you that extra like buffer with it. You know what I mean? That can give him more power than he has at the time.
I think it's 4th or 5th pick material most of the time. Like if you can find the opening in the draft for it, I think it can really be solid. Like look at the last series, Navi win their game on their 5th pick like twice. So maybe we could see something like that here.
Yeah, I think it's strong. Like a lot of teams have been favoring heroes like Fan Lancer, Anti-Mage, stuff like that, like the late game oriented kind of style. And he kind of excels. He out carries a lot of those heroes. PL is kind of weird because He has the illusion-based carry style.
Yeah.
So,
I really would like to see Era's Huskar, by the way.
Yes.
I wouldn't mind seeing
I
that.
think some people in the crowd agree.
Yeah, it seems like it, or they were just very happy to see Era on screen.
I think the Huskar is kind of weak now because of the Silver Edge implementation.
Yeah, but when Era plays it, he just gets such dominance so early that they just crush with it.
Yeah,
basically.
I agree. He's really strong laner. Like nothing can lane against Huskar in the right scenario. So.
And it is still a last pick.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, still a pocket pick, of course. But they did it before. They did it actually in the Super Weekend. It was a lot of fun to watch. I mean, that was great. Any other heroes we want to see from Era? Because you mentioned yesterday, Andy, Era, I think it was you anyways, Era plays
everything.
He does play a lot of different heroes. I think you were the one who mentioned Lifestealer, right, in the first series? When you were talking about how most of the heroes.
Yeah, we saw it on screen. Synderen pointed out.
Yeah, okay, so Synderen brought it up. But I think that Lifestealer is actually kind of underused a little bit right now. I see a lot of situations where he could be very powerful, especially against like these Leshrac picks that we see constantly. I mean, just looking at NiP's heroes. Like, Lifestealer is good against Gyro. He's good against Lesh. He's good against Witch Doctor. Like, very common heroes that we see all the time. So I wouldn't be surprised to see NiP themselves actually go for it today. But I mean, anything can happen. That's what 8mother said. The draft is still evolving. The patch is still pretty new. Like, we've had patches last for like 6 months at a time. So to only be like more than a month in is not too bad.
The thing I want to see is G on Bristleback. I think he's kind of one of these players, like he has the highest amount of kills in the tournament.
He goes mid with it too.
Exactly, yeah.
He just runs at people.
He literally just runs at you. Like, that's what he does. And I would think it was FNG who we interviewed, and he just said...
We interviewed him a lot.
We did, like, I think 5 or 6 times during all of DreamLeague.
At least.
And he said at the certain stages in the game, when G is playing Bristleback, he just kind of lets them go. He's like, all right, guys, you're free now. Just go ham.
The chains come off.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, all right, do your worst. I'll be here.
Yeah. Most played hero as well, by the way, Lifestealer, going back to that. As well as Tiny, of course. I mean, Tiny is the IO Tiny era from old Fnatic, of course.
Nearly saw that every game with them. Was
yes. Well, if they have the chance, they'll still go for it, I think. I mean, I believe that the game that they won against Virtus.pro at X Games, they were actually playing IO Tiny.
Yeah.
So if they can get the chance, they'll still try to go for it. Also, hero that we saw banned against NiP a lot still is the Chen. And we just saw the Chen as a last pick for Na'Vi. It worked out great. I wouldn't be surprised to see it very early on this game.
Yeah,
be that ban or pick.
We were just talking about that before the show. Like, they used to play it so much, about like 2 months ago or so.
Yeah, NiP used this like Shen, Luna, DK kind of death ball strat, and it's super strong in my opinion. And like, it's super good if you can bait them into picking Wisp or whatever, and you just do that Flyman kind of style.
Yeah, it works
it's
very well.
It's really strong, and they play it really well. So I'm surprised they're like giving up on that.
Yeah, we can take a look at the stats for Virtus.pro, by the way, as well. Preferred picks. Now, we of course all know Soneko's Winter Wyvern, but Winter Wyvern for Virtus.pro, they were maybe even earlier than Na'Vi started with the hero.
That's true,
because they pick it a lot still as well.
Yeah, they combo it up with heroes like Leshrac and just kind of give it that sustained push. Like, it's very terrifying. It's that ulti as well. We saw yesterday, Darkseer and Winter Wyvern ulti. You know,
my
you
God.
just vacuum into...
That was insane.
It was probably the best play I've seen in the tournament so far.
That was when spells come together.
Spells come together. It's my new YouTube series, guys. You should subscribe.
Nice. Yeah, it's kind of a wombo combo, but it's like...
It's simple, though. You know, it's not like...
The Winter Warrior's Curse is more like a setup. It's kind of like a Naga Sleep in a way, but it kills one person.
Yeah.
So like you need some kind of follow-up to make that wombo combo happen.
The other thing about that hero, too, is I think that VP actually played a bit differently than Na'Vi have. Because Na'Vi don't really prioritize the vision aspect of the hero and abusing Arctic Burn in the later stages of the game, but VP will pick things like Bounty as well to partner with it and be able to find like these kills in the wide open with just 2 heroes and just run you down. So I think that kind of style has a tendency to control the map a bit more, and I also think that track is great synergy with Winter Wyvern because the hero is damn slow, like one of the slowest base movement speeds. So I do like the hero pairing.
I also would hope that we're going to see maybe a Centaur from DK Phobos, but the game is about to start, or is actually starting. I want to hear from you guys. What are your predictions? What are we expecting to see? Virtus.pro, Ninjas in Pajamas, who's going to take it? Who's going to go to the winner's bracket?
Okay, so I haven't actually seen VP in a while, but I know them and I still believe that they can win. But Ninjas in Pajamas can definitely pull out these surprise picks like a Huskar, that kind of thing, to maybe throw something in the balance. So I'm going to say 2-1 VP.
Okay, Andy?
I will say exactly the same, 2-1 VP.
8mother?
I believe in NiP. 2-1 NiP.
2-1.
Shiver?
Yeah, I kind of think Virtus.pro should take this.
But you got to pick a number. You can't
I will say 2-1 then as
Okay.
well. I mean, Ninjas in Pyjamas is definitely a strong team as well. But with that being said, it is time to actually go to the first game of the series. Ninjas in Pyjamas and Virtus Pro will play, and it's commentated, of course, by Odie, Pixel, and Cinderin.